So for Dragon Ball Super fans, unfortunately we've got a little bit of sad news seemingly coming around the corner, or it could be a difference of changing a time slot, but from how everyone's confirming the information so far, like this could update at a later time, it sounds like that Dragon Ball Super is going to be ending this year. We've been hearing talks about that the Dragon Ball Super time slot is going to be taken over by a different series known as Jijiji no Kintaro. This series is apparently going to be coming out on like around about April 1st-ish time, like or there, right on like April Fool's Day, and apparently like it's occupying Dragon Ball Super's time slot, and Toei hasn't fully announced yet whether or not Dragon Ball Super is going to end or it's going to move to a different time slot. If people don't know, Dragon Ball Super comes like just before like the One Piece anime comes out over in Japan, so that's a pretty huge deal. This is the same time slot that Toriko had back in the day, right next to this franchise, and a few other series as well. Like basically it's a real big time slot, as it's like right in the morning for Japan, like for kids, and if they like try and move it ahead like on there, that could still change like the ratings in some way, if we're talking in this way. And a lot of evidence so far has been talking about that it's going to end, just by like some of the like things that we've heard like people talk about already about this situation. There was also a little bit of note that we was able to get about this, and I'm kind of going to be reading it like just verbatim and all that. Dragon Ball Super's current time slot will be taken over by the new Kintaro anime starting on April 1st. This has been confirmed by the Kintaro anime official site. No, this is not an April Fool's joke. April Fool's joke aren't announced in mid-January. The anime, Tsutomu Ono tweeted about how news of Super's ending this spring has gone public, and noted that he'll find out recently episode 126 would be the last time as animation director. A story about the Kintaro anime is so far unidentified. Japanese newspaper says Super will end in March, but has quote from Fuji TV saying that while there are no set plans for the broadcast of a new Dragon Ball program, this does not mean that the series is ending in quotation marks. In context, series possibly meaning the DD franchise as a whole rather than Super specifically. An article also said on a Japanese Sport Daily website, considering that the Kintaro anime originally said that the Dragon Ball's broadcast after April 1st was still under discussion. Currently this article seems to be edited to remove any mention of Dragon Ball, and also as well the 11th volume of the Japanese DVD Blu-ray release in Japan was originally scheduled to include episode 121 to 133, but this listing was later changed to 121 to 131, and it just so happens that Super will go on holiday twice in the next 2 months due to the broadcast of Tokyo and the Nagoya marathons, meaning that episode 131 on March 25th is set to be the last before Kintaro takes over. So if that's the case, 131 is going to be the last episode of Super, kind of confirming as well that that's it. After that point, we've only got that many episodes left. We've got I'd say kind of rounding it up just a little bit, I'd say we've got maybe 10 plus episodes or so, 10 plus to 13, another kind of core of the franchise, and it's going to end. Now, they are discussing this as this could be the end of Super. I mean, this is how they're talking about this, where it's this isn't they're saying fully that this is not the end of the Dragon Ball franchise. Of course not, that would be fucking stupid. Dragon Ball makes a lot of money on its merchandise, on its video games, it does a lot of stuff in the franchise, but it sounds with the conflicting timeline, I think as well, I haven't honestly checked the viewings and rankings, but I do know from a little bit from around here from people that Super's it wasn't doing too well a couple of times on its rankings, and I think maybe as well there's hey, it's not doing as hot as it was originally, so maybe you might want to change that. Plus as well, we've got the very interesting thing about what would happen in the next arc as well, with having I know as well with voice actors they always get changed, but also we had the tragic death of Bulma, the voice actress, so maybe that's another thing to add in as well, where it's hey, there's new animes coming out. Also as well, this could give us a time while this is on, Dragon Ball could be on a break, it could have a couple of months off, and then it could be oh, we're coming back and here's the brand new cast of the series. I'm gonna be honest, I've had a very up and down relationship with Super. I fucking hate the first 24 episodes so much that I fucking skipped the majority of that, and it was a complete shit show. Like, the Universe 6 was very mixed as well. Goku Black is, I still consider, as the best arc out of all the series that we've had so far. And then as well, Universe 6 has been its own bag, but we've had some amazing character moments from there. So definitely, I'm not going to be like, my heart is torn for the series being going, but then as well, like, I will be sad because at the end of the day, it's Dragon Ball. Like, at the end of the day, it's a huge part of my childhood. So, like a lot of people, so could be fucking bummed about that. But that also confirms as well that the tournaments, yeah, it's getting close to wrapping up. We're seeing everything with like Jira, and we're going to be seeing everything like with Toppo and like that Adipso and all these guys, and seeing like the last couple of fights on there. So, and don't forget as well, like, that's not the end of Dragon Ball franchise like stuff this year. Don't forget, we still got the movie that is coming out as well, and I kind of hope that it doesn't mean that we're going to have the same thing what happened to the Toriko franchise. What I'm talking about is, Toriko did absolutely horrible like after a while on its ratings, and they put a lot of that like effort and a lot of that like, hey, we might continue this series onto the movie. So that might be a thing where it's like Japanese audience might have to go and watch that Dragon Ball movie, otherwise we're not gonna get it's like stupid things that they do that are like the flaw. They like the thing is though, Toriko didn't really have a shot because Gintama's movie came out at the same time, so it was built to die pretty much. So overall, like, and from what I've heard, that movie was meh from like Toriko fans. It sounded alright, but it just didn't sound like what they really wanted. And overall, like, I'm just here going like, that sucks to hear. I mean, like, overall, like, I wouldn't mind if they did something new on there. I hope that, if anything, if they do come back, they learn from their mistakes that they've been doing and kind of try and fix some stuff. It makes me wonder about the Toyotaro manga as well. Like, is that going to just do its own thing, or is it just going to do the universe and survival stuff and just end there? I'm pretty curious on that, like, to see what a lot of people think about this whole like situation going down on there. So overall, like, it's a weird thing to feel. Like, I'm not upset, but I do feel bummed out to hear about the news about Super. I mean, and we still got other like stuff from the franchise to look forward to. We got Fighters obviously coming out this year. We've got this movie supposedly coming out this year. Like, we're probably getting way more content. I seen, like, as well as Xenoverse 2 is getting more content by having like characters like from what we get to see on there. We're gonna have Jiren in there already, which is weird because he hasn't fucking finished his fight yet. But regardless, like, it's a lot of interesting things like still happening to the franchise. It's just that we're gonna have to say goodbye to the one part of it on there. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But that's all from me. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys though next time.